The Price of Wealth, Chapter 1. In a small African town where the sun rises over dusty roads and the scent of rain-soaked earth lingers in the air, three young women, Linda, Tasha, and Mimi, dream of escaping the struggles of everyday life. They sit in their dimly lit one-room apartment, the flickering flame of kerosene lamp casting long shadows on the mud brick walls. How long will we suffer like this? Linda laments, her voice heavy with frustration. There's a way, Tasha whispers, leaning in. People say there's a woman in the deep forest, a powerful one. They call her Mama Kyra. They say she can change a person's destiny overnight. Doubt flickers in Mimi's eyes, but desperation is a strong force. That night, with hearts pounding, the three women journey beyond the village, past the old baobab tree, where elders say spirits roam, and into the dark forest where whispers ride the wind. At the end of a narrow path stands a horse, ancient, covered in red cloth and cowrie shells. Mama Kyra steps forward, her face hidden beneath a dark shawl, her voice rich with wisdom of forgotten things. Wealth is not given freely, my daughters, she says, holding out 3 golden beads. Take these and offer something of value, your past, your memories, your bloodline. Hesitation, fear, and then surrender. Each girl places a strand of hair in a wooden bowl filled with thick dark liquid. The moment it touches the surface, the heart trembles, the shadows shift, their reflection in a cracked mirror begin to change their eyes. Once full of life, now black void. Panic takes hold. They flee into the night, branches clawing at their skin as the forest grows denser behind them. When they finally emerged onto the village road, breathless and shaking, the world feels different. The moon, though full, gives no light. The village, though familiar, feels like a stranger. Then salvation, also it seems, a sleek black jeep, dust covered from a distant road, rumbles to a stop. The driver, a tall man in flowing agbada, his face shrouded in darkness, rolls down the window. Enter, he says simply. Linda, always the bold one, climbs in. Tasha follows. Mimi, hesitant, feels the weight of unseen eyes watching them, but she too obeys. The ride is silent. No music, no words, only the distant cry of a night bird. As they reach their home, the man hands them a thick, heavy calabash. Use it wisely, he murmurs. Inside, money, more than they had ever seen. Crisp, new, abundant. Their screams of joy pierce the night. But as they dance in celebration, Mimi pauses. Something is wrong. The scent of this money, it is not the smell of fresh ink or old paper. It is the smell of blood. A wind howls through the window, rattling the wooden shutters from the village square where the elders gather to tell stories. A woman's wail rises into the night, deep, mournful, chilling. Some debts are paid in money, others in things far more precious. The morning after their encounter with Mama Kyra, the 3 young women packed their bags and left the village behind. The bus ride to the city was long, the landscape shifting from dusty roads and towering baobab tree to towering glass buildings and endless traffic. They had everything they had ever wanted: money, luxury, and the promise of a new life. In the city, doors that were once closed swung open effortlessly. They rented a sleek apartment in an upscale neighborhood, furnished with the finest decor. Money flowed as if guided by an unseen hand. They no longer worried about what to eat or how to pay rent. They were now those girls, the ones everyone wanted to know, to be seen with. But wealth comes without a price. Linda was the first to notice the shift. Business deals came to her without effort. Strangers recognized her, called her by her name, and offered partnership without questions. She barely lifted a finger, yet her bank account swirled overnight. But at night, she was never alone. At first, it was just whispers, low murmurs in the darkness, saying things she couldn't understand. Then, shadows moved in places they shouldn't. Her reflection in the mirror seemed to delay, as if reluctant to mimic her movements. She told herself it was exhaustion, that she was simply overwhelmed, but deep down, she knew. Tasha basked in the glow of fame. She became a socialite, an icon always dressed in the latest designs, gracing the covers of fashion magazines and sipping champagne with the wealthy elites. She had never felt more alive. But then, one evening, as she adjusted her makeup in front of her mirror, she saw something that froze her blood. Her reflection smiled at her. She hadn't smiled. She blinked rapidly, her heart pounding. The reflection was normal again, but the unease in her stomach never left. Mimi had chosen a quieter path. While her friends indulged in the newfound status, she opened a small but elegant restaurant, hoping to create something of her own. But something was wrong. Her food spoiled overnight. Employees quit suddenly, refusing to say why. The air in the kitchen felt heavy, and when she prayed, the air thickened, pressing against her lungs. One night, as she locked up her restaurant, a voice whispered behind her,
"Child, did you think wealth comes for free?"
She spun round. The street was empty, the shadow deep and endless. Her heart pounded as she rushed home, but the words echoed in her mind. They had taken wealth, but what had they given in return? That night, the three women sat in their luxurious apartment, drinking wine. The city lights shimmered beyond the balcony, but inside an eerie stillness filled the air. Mimi sat her glass down. "We need to talk about Mama Kyra." Linda exhaled sharply. "Not this again." Tasha rolled her eyes, but her fingers trembled slightly as she swirled her drink. "We made a choice. We got what we wanted." Mimi's voice was barely a whisper. "Then why does it feel like we lost something?" Silence. A cold wind rushed through the open balcony door. In the distance, a drum beat echoed, a slow rhythm that only they could hear. The price of wealth has been paid, but the debt was far from settled.
Subscribe, like, and hit on your notification button. Part 2 coming out soon.